Hey, welcome back programmers. Today I will do a slightly different video. I will talk about the double repeat loop that I've put in some of my code, the Christmas video as well as the snake game. Some people told me that it is not a good practice to put those double repeat, and I will show you today by example that they are necessary. Let's go. Okay, so first, before explaining the double repeat, just a quick reminder on how window-based applications work. Being on Linux, macOS, Windows, they work the same. They are message-based applications or event-driven applications. The operating system will send a message to the application and the application will react to this message. Look at the slide here. Let's say you have an application with two windows and you need this loop. I'm going to tell you why. You have, let's say, two windows. You have one Windows with a focus and you hit the keyboard. The keyboard will put a key down. Key down event, the operating system will raise a key down event. This event, this message, is going to be put at the bottom of the message queue. Here, key down. In our message queue here, we have already a lot of other messages. In the code, the repeat loop, what it does is it's waiting for a window event. Here we have 6 of them in the message queue. So this call will pick up the first event, the key down here. It will remove it from the queue, return it. So here my event is actually the key down event. And after you can do whatever you want. Here I just created a process event, and you pass this key down event to the procedure and you can react to this event. And then the repeat loop, okay, goes again, and you are going to unqueue the key up, the mouse move, etc., until the message queue is empty. And when the message queue is empty, the wait window event procedure actually blocks the execution, waits for the next event, the next message to enter the message queue. Now, if you want to do a screen-based application, okay, here you have a window, within it a screen, 2D or 3D screen. So here I'm talking about windowed screen, okay, not just a screen, but a windowed screen. You're opening a window and within it you're opening a screen. So here you could do that. You could do a simple loop to display all your frames, just repeat forever, flip buffers, and draw screen procedure. And I'm not putting any details here, but this is the main logic of your code. It will create, draw in the frame, whatever you want. Let's try to do that in the code, and you'll see it is not going to work because it is not unqueuing the message, the window messages at all. And for Windows, I don't know for Linux, I don't know for macOS, but for Microsoft Windows, if you don't remove a message for 5 seconds, then it will make your application unresponsive. So we can try that in the code. I have my draw screen procedure. I have my, just see the code here. Repeat, flip buffers, draw screen forever. Let's run this. Okay, first I have the working cursor. You can see that. And boom, the window says in French, because my Windows is in French, ne répond pas, does not respond, unresponsive. You can still move your window because actually when it gets unresponsive, Microsoft Windows just gets a screenshot of your application, just kill your application, not kill you, but remove the actual window of your application and put instead its own image here. So it's just a screenshot. So that does not work. You might think that you could solve this by just, instead of the forever here, you say, okay, I'm just going to say until window event, let's say it's PB event close window. meaning that calling this window event should clear the message queue. But it will remove only one message from the queue every time. Every loop here, every iteration, will remove only one event from the queue. And if the draw screen takes time, let's say here 100 milliseconds, then it can get unresponsive, but not Windows unresponsive, but you'll see. Let me run this and show you. Here I have my window. Works fine, okay? Well, works, yes, it works fine. If, let's say, I hit the keyboard a lot of time and try to move the window, see? What's happening? I cannot move the window. Why? It's because, well, I can move the window, but it will take time to move because, see? Once again. Now that works. Back to normal. Once again, I hit, I move, I hit, I move, I hit, I move. It's not really responsive because it takes 100 milliseconds to remove one message from the message queue. But here I'm piling up, let's say, 10, 15 messages. So if only 10 are removed per second, one every 100 milliseconds, then if you pile up more than that every second, then the queue is going to grow, and it will take time to process the messages that are at the bottom of the queue. And that's what's happening here. It works. I'm adding a lot of messages in the queue, and then I try to move, and it does not move. I have to wait for the loop to hit several times to remove all my keyboard events, and then at some point it will move. Let's wait for that. Boom, it moved now. So it's not like it's unresponsive, but it's not usable at all. So what you need to do in this loop here, at the beginning of this screen loop, okay, you need to empty the message queue, or at least process the events, the messages from the Windows message queue. So by putting this code here at the beginning of the first repeat loop, or I can put it at the end, it's the same. You just want to put somewhere in the main screen loop, you want to put a window loop, okay? Because you have a window and within it a screen, you need a screen loop and you need a window loop. And in the window loop, you call the window event. It will return the event at the top of the message queue. You can process it or not, you can just discard it. And you do that until event equals 0, meaning until the message queue is empty. And here, be careful, you're not calling wait window event. No. You're calling window event. Yes. Why? The difference is the wait window event, when the message queue is empty, it blocks the execution, it waits, okay? And the window event, when the message queue is empty, just returns 0. And you don't want to block the execution here because you want to continue the outer repeat loop. You still want to display some stuff on the screen, okay? So you call window event. Let me show you in the code that you can do that. Double repeat. Look how this works. But once again, single repeat. If I do that, okay, that works. But if I hit a lot of keyboards and I fill up my message queue and I move, it doesn't move. Or it, as I say, once again, it will wait for the event to be unqueued. But for the double repeat, exact same code, only difference is that I'm doing a repeat until window event equals 0. And then I'm also calling flip buffers and draw screen. The draw screen procedure takes 100 milliseconds. I run this and look at that. Responsive. I can move, I can hit the screen, I can move the window at the same time. It does work perfectly. It is perfectly responsive. Voila, now you see that those two loops are necessary, otherwise your application can be unresponsive. Thank you all for watching, I will see you next time.